Hello and welcome to Climbing Daily. Now I'm a bit of a gear geek and I was very excited to get to try out the new Black Diamond Z4 cams before they were even released to the public. Now Kolin Powick is a category director at Black Diamond and he spent some time with us at a crag near Innsbruck in Austria. I got to climb with the new cams and he explained the features and ideas behind Black Diamond's new micro cam flagship.
Hey, I'm Colin with Black Diamond here in beautiful Innsbruck. Super excited to introduce the new Z4 Camelots coming out in spring of 2020. There's a lot of cool new tech going on in these cams. The first thing you'll notice is this plastic sleeve here. This is called the Rigid Flex trigger. And what it does, it's pretty cool. When you pull the trigger, it puts tension on these two wires and it makes the cam stiff. And the stiffness makes it easier to place, kind of like our old C3. We really like the way that an old C3 places because it's stiff. So that's what that does. When you release it once it's placed, because those two wires are independent, it flexes and it allows the cam to flex, kind of like an X4, to reduce walking once you're climbing past it. On the larger sizes, we have this twisted cable, and what that does is it allows equal flex in all directions. The smaller sizes, because they don't need the strength of the double cable, they just have the single cable and you get the equal flex. But on the larger sizes, when you want the strength of two cables going into the stem, that's why that twist is there. So that's another really cool thing. You'll notice the lobes are sandblasted. That gives better bite on placements. So we're sandblasting all the lobes on these Z4s. We're also sandblasting the lobes on the ultralight Camelots for spring 20. Couple little subtle things like this tag tuck. So we're tucking the tags inside the loop so that avoids the dreaded getting stuck on your wire gate. Most people rack these on a wire gate. Different pattern on the sling. So this differentiates it from all your other Camelots on your rack. So really easy to tell. So we're doing the full size run from the 0.75 all the way down to a new size, the number 0, a little green one, which is smaller than our gray C3. So it goes smaller than the gray C3, all the way up to the 7.5. And then we're also doing a full run of offsets. So the Z4s were really born from a conversation with our athletes, Hazel, Carlo, Sonny Trotter, a couple of our athletes, and really what they liked is the stiffness of a C3 for ease of placement, but then the flexibility of an X4 once it's been placed. So we really tried to meld those two concepts together. One of the key things they also liked was the head width. The C3s, because it's only 3 cam lobes, it's very narrow, so our design guys spent a lot of time to try to get the 4 cam unit the same width as a 3 cam unit, which is not easy. So small cams, generally you want to place a little more retracted than larger cams. The CE requirement is actually at 50% retraction on small cams. So you want these placed, pretty snug. A lot of people have been concerned about the durability. This is actually the same material that's used on our C4s and our ultralight Camelots. And we have some high-tech testing equipment at Black Diamond, and we also have some Neanderthal type testing equipment at Black Diamond. And this one is, you freeze it in the freezer, you put it on a steel block, and you bash it with a yo hammer, and it doesn't shatter or break or anything like that. So, and of course we have a huge field test program using our athletes and a lot of internal employees. So we've really put these things through the ringer. I always like to say you can break anything if you try hard enough, so there's going to be certain circumstances where perhaps this thing is going to break. It doesn't actually affect the functionality, but it is extremely durable, and like I said, the same material as on our other cams. So the small guys are rated down to 5 kilonewtons. Our old gray C3 was rated to 4. So this meets CE minimum of 5 kN. So you can whip on it. Of course, a lot of it depends on the placement. It's always a little skeptical of placing on a small guy like this. And the big guys are rated to 10. So depending on the size, anywhere between 5 and 10 kN. So pretty standard for a small cam unit. These Z4s will replace the C3s and the X4s. So those will be out of the line. This is a full replacement. We used to have the X4s and X4 offsets. Now we'll have the Z4s and Z4 offsets. And these are really made for anything from your average free climber to your high-end free climber to your aid climber. I'm a huge offset fan, and a lot of people have the stigma that offset cams are really only for pin scars and aid climbing. The reality is there's more irregular cracks in this world than there are Indian Creek splitters. And I actually never leave the ground without offsets on my rack, so they're great for free climbing. So it's really for anybody.
Such a cool day, and thank you, Colin, for your time. Now, I've been using these a little bit over the last year, and especially this little offset cam fits perfectly into this scary trad project I've got going on, so we might be filming that at a later date. What do I think of them? Well, I think it's a heck of a step up from the X4s, which I have actually got. And my favorite feature has got to be that rigid stem when you pull the trigger. So much easier to place into difficult placements. And you have to take my word for this, because I thought it was a bit of a gimmick before I used it, and I'm totally sold. So nice one, Black Diamond. As always, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below if you've used the Z4s. And remember, there's links in the description if you want to grab some. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.